Art of Fighting, first released in September of 1992. Hey guys, you know who it is, what's going on, when it's happening, where it's at, and why we're here today. How you doing? It is I, the sublimely magnificent Big Ugly himself, Omari Ellis Feo Grande on YouTube, sometimes referred to Pete on this show, and I'm back with another episode of the Whatever We Want podcast, and I'm joined by my co-host and roommate, one of my best friends in the world, he who bears watching Super Jazz.
As alchemy intended. Wait, as nature intended. What's going on, everybody? Yes, I go by the name of Jazz, or you can call me Super Jazz, SJ, JT, whatever you want, what have you, and the like. And yes, this is the Whatever We Want podcast. As my co-host so eloquently put it, this is the Whatever We Want podcast where we do just that. We talk about whatever we want. We do not lead this conversation. We let this conversation lead us. And we let these chips fall where they most to opening night.
And it's close to opening night on a Wednesday.
Yeah, because it's because all I'm thinking about amongst the other one-off acting stuff I've got here and there is how much is getting closer and closer and closer. See if you can see on my phone camera to opening night.
Oh, okay.
It is good. Yeah, that's all I'm thinking about. And the reason why I can hold this away from the damn screen is because that dude, that boy, that boy been dissecting that script. Oh my gosh. What are you thinking of? What?
Uh, just life. Life.
Okay, it's clearly something that's not as super appropriate to be told on camera right now. Okay. All right. Because like I'm just like,
It,
what are you
it was a note regarding last week's episode. We can talk about it. Uh, Off camera. I meant to talk about it before we started, but as the folks can see at home, we got the lines on the camera, so I was just like, let's just hop right in. But while I got a photo to show, yeah. Anyhow, I am very excited for you. So when is opening night?
So opening night for Top Dog Underdog, right? Um, it is September 20th. So the second. Why are you looking? What am I missing?
I'm listening to you.
No, I don't. I don't even mean. Look. I've known you long enough to know that you're not laughing at me. I've known you long enough to know that you are not. I know you long enough to know that
Oh
you're not
no,
laughing
no,
at
it wasn't
me, and I
even
know
that. I was like just listening to you, and I'm also getting distracted by said lines on the screen.
that's what it must have been. Because I know two things. I know that you are listening, and I know that you're not laughing at me. But something is distracting you. That's what I was saying.
Oh, yeah.
That's why I was like, "What is that? What is going?" I've known you long enough to know
Oh,
that
okay.
it had
Yeah, when
nothing
I'm
to do
being
with what I
distracted.
was doing.
Yeah. Like I'm listening to you. What?
But it's like the whole time I'm talking, you just like,
Oh, fair.
and I'm like, "What the fuck is going on?" Anyway, no. Opening night for Top Dog Underdog. It's September 20th. It's the last two weekends of this month, right?
Hmm.
So all I can think about, like the second that we hit September, and now it's September 3rd. The second that we hit, well, this will be up to 4th, but yeah, the second that we hit September, it's like, yeah, it's crunch time because we started rehearsing in August, and even though you only got about 5 weeks, 5.5 weeks or so, six, whatever you want to call it. Well, not 5.5. I say even though you got about a month and a half, a little bit more, because we had 6 weeks. It's still one of the things where eventually you got to perform this shit. And when you're in the month before the month that the show is in, it just kind of subconsciously it's coming up, but it's like it still kind of is coming up. Then when you're in the month that the play is going to be performed, it's like, oh shit,
Here it is. Here it is. Here it is.
oh shit, like yeah. because we did an excerpt from the piece, just like a few pages from the scene at a fundraiser that we had for the company itself, and we started dissecting it, like mid-July or so.
Hmm.
So we've been, at least that scene, and we read, because it was like part of scene three. So we read scene one. Me and my co-star and the director, we read scene one, scene two, and then scene three, before we picked out what we were going to do. So we've been dissecting part of it since. But even though we knew it was coming, and it's coming, and we've acted before, myself, my co-star, the director's directed before, it still kind of feels like like something about your subconscious is like, okay, I know it's gonna come up. I know it, like, duh. But the second you hit the month, it's like, oh shit, because bro, this is a meaty motherfucking script, dog. Like,
Oh yeah,
uh,
especially with it being a two-man show, right?
this is. I don't know how well y'all can see this on my phone camera. This is one of my monologues. Uh, uh,
Nice.
and it's like several page monologues. And then the dude playing my brother in this, he got like it's six scenes. Scene four is just him talking,
Mhm.
like 4 pages, just him. I had a show one time where I talked for a whole scene. That's some of the scariest shit.
Yeah.
Where I was reading, I look at the script and I get to like one scene and I'm flipping. I talked about this on here. I'm flipping, and it's still just me. And I said, "Oh shit, okay." But no, man. It's the last 2 weekends of September. It's really one of those shows where as much as we are building a name for ourselves, we're still kind of new. But it's one of the things where it's like I really hope people come out to see it, not just because of me, because of course I'm putting in whatever work, but I hope they come out to see it for the work that my co-stars putting in, the work the director's putting in, the work that the wonderful, lovely team that I have helping me with this is putting in. And then on top of that, I hope people come see it because it's a show about some stuff that is not as classic as this show is and as known as it may be to certain people, it's not as known. Um, but it's talking about topics that it's kind of underserved, man. It's two black brothers, and they talk about trying to make money, and they're living hard. They're pretty much poor, but trying to make money and trying to exist in the world. And of course, race gets brought up, class gets brought up, um, family dynamic gets brought up. Um, Masculinity is something that is definitely touched on. Like, and it's one of them things where it's like I hope people come out and see it because if me and my co-star do it justice, which I know we will because we both care too much, it's something that I would love for people to just come out and just see. When we start these, well, at least for me, and I've talked to other people who started theater companies and stuff, because I got a few friends around the St. Louis acting world. When, for me at least, if I can say us, start these companies, you don't necessarily do it to make money. You do it because you love acting. I love telling stories. So I hope people come out and see this shit because I want people to see this story. And like I said, the whole point of Aquarian Rising Productions is to promote dialogue and the reach of black theater. Um, yeah. So I
Okay.
mean, before I get up here and talk the entire motherfucking podcast about the shit, because I definitely could, because I love it so much and I put a lot of work into it.
No,
But
I
no,
like the
man,
sound of it, man. You can see the passion that you put into this, like because, like you
a
said,
lot of people say that. I appreciate
so
that.
that's good. I'm not gonna, but I will be honest with you, Jazz. When you said start close to opening night, I thought you were talking about football because tomorrow night, considering this is coming on a Wednesday, is opening night of football season. And we got the Ravens versus the Chiefs. Pretty much the
Segway
AFC
game on point.
Championship. Well, it is the segue into the season. You are correct. Um, we got the potential AFC Championship game to start it off. Lamar Jackson and the Baltimore Ravens taking on Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs. Now, you don't watch a lot of football. You've gone on record numerously saying that.
You basically named the show after me without unintentionally. I watch some, but I'm so casual when it comes to watching sports. For
Do
those of
you
you who don't
follow
get
the
it, you can watch.
Chiefs? Do you follow the
I
Chiefs
know
because
Patrick.
Missouri and because of Big Bro?
I know who Patrick Mahomes is, and I know that he's really fucking good. I know who Travis Kelsey is, and not just because of Taylor Swift.
But
Um,
primarily.
fuck you. But no, I don't. I don't really watch. I mean, I don't really follow too many like. I was gonna say football teams. I don't really follow too many professional teams.
Mm,
Football, hockey, basketball, soccer. So
okay.
I just don't. I don't really follow teams, man. So
That's fair.
yeah.
That's fair. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that night. It'll be a cool game, good. It's always good to have the football season going underway. I want Lamar and the boys to do it this year just because I like Lamar Jackson. He's one of those quarterbacks that, gets a lot of hype in college, gets close to draft day, suddenly he ain't as good as people think he is. Then he gets into the NFL and always has this whole wait, he can run and throw. So what you're saying is he's a running back and not a quarterback. Motherfucker, he's a quarterback. Okay? Been a quarterback. People always disrespected him. So I want Lamar Jackson to get the respect he hasn't earned.
People tried to talk shit about Michael Vick because he ran a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Like his running wasn't effective. You know, people just want to talk shit when they want to talk shit. You know how that goes.
Yeah. So I just want him to get that respect, get put up there in the elite conversations like the MVP that he is. Also, I'm tired of seeing the goddamn Kansas City Chiefs in the AFC Championship game. I'm not tired
And
of
see,
it,
that's the
but
crazy thing
I'm not tired
because
of it. I'm not gonna be like, oh, I hate this team. Let me not be one of those people. Oh, I hate them because they good. No, just I'd like to see something else.
it's a good thing
Mix it
that you
up.
finished that because I was going to somewhat speak on that part. But no, but I was gonna say that's funny though because you said like, do I follow the Chiefs because of KC and the whole Missouri thing and all that? But the thing is, you stationed in Florida right now, but even though you from St. Louis, you said weren't you like actually like born in KC?
So because speaking of stuff we've covered on the show before,
Yeah, you
uh,
said this, right?
yeah, I told you why I root for the Panthers now, and I've stated it in previous things. It was a number of reasons. Part of the reason I didn't go straight to KFC, to Kansas City,
KFC.
to Kansas City.
KFC is delicious.
Yeah, I've been to the well, quote unquote, the original. I don't know if it actually is, but that's what they call themselves in Kentucky. Last year I went there. I think I talked about it when I did
That
the
motherfucker,
last.
that motherfucker be in Wyoming.
But yeah. So one, used to rooting for NFC teams. Two, I was tired of rooting for bad teams. Lol. Three, I liked the Carolina Panthers because I spent the majority of that season. Speaking of quarterbacks who were constantly being disrespected as not being actual quarterbacks, and then they had an MVP season. Cam Newton, Cam Newton that year that the Rams left, rooting for them and all that stuff, rooting for him and the boys. And I was like, you know what? I'm tired of rooting for shitty teams because I just spent 15 years rooting for a team that didn't get over five or get to 500. Oh no, Yeah, didn't get to 500 in the last like 10 of the years that it was in the city. So it was like, okay, fine. I want to root for the Panthers. I want to have fun while I watch football. You know, Cam Newton, Luke Kuechly, Greg Olsen, Thomas David, you know, a whole bunch of other people that would not be there within 4 years. And then the team would suck forever, and now I'm stuck. Well, I mean, while the Chiefs are the new Patriots in terms of winning. Um, that said, that's like a long story short. There's other reasons that played into it, but yes, that's why I don't root. That's what, but I can't find myself to like hate the Chiefs because I'm from Missouri. I can't. Another reason why I can't fully root for the Chiefs is I have too many Bears fans as friends, and positive Chiefs success is worse on Bears fans. So,
That's what I was saying. Is that some rivalry shit?
well, you mentioned Patrick Mahomes. Yeah,
Right.
every time he does anything good, there's always either one random commentator like in football or like a huge chunk of the fan base that goes, huh, can you believe the Bears missed this guy?
So they passed. It's one of those. I figured that's where you were
You
where you
know,
were
10
going
other
at.
teams passed up on him as well, including the Panthers. We got Christian McCaffrey. But Christian McCaffrey's good. He sure is. And he's on another team now, so we got nothing out of it. Uh no disrespect to C-Mac. You know, he did what he could. He was pretty much falling apart because he was trying to carry the team so hard. Much respect to Christian McCaffrey. Good on him. He's on a team that may actually win something with them. Uh, that said, we made a stupid decision too. We could have done that. We weren't, but we had Cam, I think, at the time Mahomes was drafted. I think it was before TJ Watt ended his career. But Cam played another year and a half after that. His shoulder never recovered. Leave me alone. Um, Bottom line is yes, I root for a bad team now when I could have rooted for a good team. Lol. But it is what it is. Next year or so,
One.
when oh,
No, no, no. Go ahead. Go finish what you're saying.
said next year or so, after we get like if we get some more draft, whatever year we're allowed to have draft picks again after this Bryce Young thing, we're gonna start rebuilding and then we're gonna come back strong. But that year ain't this year. So we'll see what happens.
No, what I was gonna say was while the whole time while you were talking about that, obviously I was listening, but I don't obviously know everything you're talking about because I'm super casual. So one thing I was thinking while you were saying that was, do you ever think sometimes when you're having these conversations talking about sports and all this shit that obviously one of your brothers is super into football? Do you ever wish that your other brother was too? Do you ever wish you could talk to both of us? Because Ibn heavily can go there with you. You ever be like, kind of wish the Jazz could join in on this? I'm just curious.
about as much as I wish y'all could talk about y'all both like fighting games or y'all both like
I
it's the
like
same
fighting
thing.
games, but I don't follow it like you do. Yeah.
You follow him more than Ibn does.
Oh, okay. So okay, that's what you mean. Like how one of us likes this, the other, like how Ibn ain't really in the anime worth a
Yeah.
fuck.
Yeah. Like
So
if the three of us all like something and can all talk about it. That's why wrestling is so fucking contagious. That's something I can talk with both of y'all and Bill about.
I was better. I was just gonna say, is wrestling the one thing over our lifetime with you, me, and Ibn, and not just you, me, Ibn, and Bill, but as long as the three of us have known each other, you, me, and Ibn, since it's three of us, not just two of us, is that the one thing that we all have been fanatics about? I
I,
think the
I think
answer might be yes.
I think so.
And I think that's just so, I mean, that's human
Because I'm
nature,
not
you know.
because though I do like rap and stuff, I'm not. Oh God, I sound such like a poser saying it that way. But though I do like rap, I'm not as well versed as you and Ibn are when it comes to those things or music in general. So yeah, I would say wrestling is the thing because I don't think we are all into Final Fantasy.
Y'all two are. I have fun playing it at times, but y'all two are much more into that.
Yes, me and Ibn for
Much
that
more
one.
into that than me.
Like I said, fighting games with the exception of maybe Tekken and Soul Calibur. It's
Yeah,
pretty much that because I know Ibn does like Tekken and Soul Calibur. He likes his Namco
and
3D
like
games.
Mortal Kombat, on like a casual type fun,
Yeah.
right? Like if we're having just a fun little night, Evan likes to play around with that. I think.
Oh, I'm pretty sure they're
Um,
all a fun night for him. I don't think he takes any of them super duper serious.
right. Meanwhile, I'm the dude that like not to the extent of no pro, but I'm the dude that like would spend like some nights of my free time in high school just like doing practice mode with Killick,
Mm,
just backwards and forwards. So yeah,
yeah.
I took it probably a little more serious than the fucking high school it needed to.
Hmm. Yeah, the Madden, you're not really into the sports games.
I'm
Uh
into them sometimes, but nowhere near as much as y'all. Yeah, that's true. Unless it's NBA Street, because I don't have to give a fuck about rules.
fair. But yeah, I do think it's mainly wrestling.
And like anime is like us too, especially you, even don't really care about anime. We
Mhm.
talked about sports. I can watch sports. I like sports up to a point, but I'm just casual. Y'all are really into it. None of y'all watch battle rap at all. So that's just me.
Ibn though?
Um, no,
Oh, see, I thought Ibn
hell
was with you on that one.
no. Like it's one of the things where y'all would probably be well, y'all have been, not probably, y'all have been like into it and like intrigued when I've shown you snippets of a match. You're like, oh shit, because y'all like rap, so y'all
Mm.
like, oh shit, but y'all are not like super into battle rap. Like I could right now start listing you a lot of battle rappers right now who are current or have like um battle rap and like done rap battle. I could list off some legendary rap battles. I could probably say a few like bars that were crazy that shook the room. That's what I'm saying.
Mhm.
And like nobody follows that shit like I do. What was I gonna say? So yeah, I'm just wrestling. You're the X-Man head.
Yeah.
Um, you say yeah. Every time people say how much you like or like well, it was the way you said it. Every time people say how much you love X-Men, you just like, because you feel like as much as you really looked into it, you haven't looked into it that much, I guess.
Well, okay. Looked into it in the sense of what you're talking about, to in the sense to put it to in the frame to frame it like you just did. It isn't so much that I'm not saying I didn't look into it that much. 50 years of comics is 50 years worth of comics. It's been 10 years since I caught up to those 50 years of comics. So that's why. Because while I know a lot about the old stuff, it's been 10 years. So of new shit that then happened that I only hear about here and there. There's also, hey, you're not constantly feeding this information into your brain. So stuff gets
Well,
mixed and matched. So that's part of why. But I did say yeah. I didn't give you any fight back when you said it this time. You were like, "You're the
no,
X Men."
you
I
didn't
just
get no
said
fight
yeah.
back.
I
You
just
just
said
kind of
yeah.
like it.
Yeah.
It was
I
okay. Yeah,
agreed.
I got you. I'm just saying because I was just thinking, yeah, I guess wrestling might be the one thing that the three of us, let alone including Bill, the four of us, are into. And I love that Bill started getting back into wrestling within the last few years to be even more so like now all of us are currently are keeping up with the shit. But yeah, damn,
But you're not
that
into
might be the
drinking.
one thing. Oh well, yeah, no,
Yeah, you're not into drinking. Ethan and I and Bill might be.
might be the fact that you bring it up, but then dance around it. Like what? Like what are you doing?
Well, yeah, varying degrees. I don't know if it's all to the same degree. I guess that's why I said might be.
I mean, y'all aren't luscious from what I've seen. So,
Well, not nowadays, at least. Luscious? Oh, luscious as in lush, plural.
oh, bruh, are you talking about Lucious?
That's why I
As
was
in, I'm
confused.
describing,
That's why I thought you were
as in,
using that to be like you are a lush type person.
I thought you were
Y'all
saying
ain't
some shit like
luscious.
I'm just
And so I'm
I'm
like, no, that's
describing
not how
my
that word is used. And then I'm like, no, you're saying
I'm
the plural
describing
of
my
lush.
male friends,
That's why,
my
okay.
male friends as
Again,
luscious.
again, I didn't think you meant it in the sexual term. I thought you were trying to say
Oh, okay.
as a lush, but you know,
Oh, okay.
but you were using the wrong
So
word.
you
And I'm like, that's
you
not
you
that word for that. And then I'm like, oh no, you were saying the plural of luscious. Okay.
Lushhes. So
Yes.
no, see, I'm thinking. So you were thinking along the same lines of what I said, just not the exact way. But I'm thinking that you were thinking of the exact way in a different way. So what
Yeah.
I was saying, you had misconstrued, and then I misconstrued your misconstruance.
Yes.
If that makes any sense,
Oh,
because
that made
I
a
thought
lot
you were
more
being
sense
like,
than the previous confusion.
it actually did, didn't it? I thought you were being like, I'm over here like, if I ever described you as like, yeah, Pete, man, you really luscious. I can't even say that
But nah,
without
I won't
laughing.
speak for the others. I'll speak for one of the others. I don't have to put a name out. But definitely at one point, lots of drinking done by me and that individual. Uh yeah.
Oh, okay.
Where it could have been considered, especially in the early 20s. Yeah. Woo. Let's just say
I mean,
I am so I used to have a drinking I used to have not a drinking problem, but a problem with my drinking in the sense that I was considered not a fun drunk, primarily because like most things in my life, I treated it as a competition. And like
you
most things
said
with
this.
this
This is the
individual, yeah,
craziest shit.
yeah. And like most things with this individual, drinking was another thing I was competitive at while also being inferior. Uh, which kids, if you suck at something, don't be competitive at it. It's not a good mindset to be at. Okay.
If you suck
it
at
is
it,
not
don't
a
be
fun road
competitive.
to go down. I'm just being
I
honest.
mean,
It's not a I'm not gonna tell you do you. I enter fighting game tournaments. Do you, okay?
yeah, the difference is fighting game tournaments when all is said and done, the most possible embarrassment was losing that match, if you get what I'm saying. um, but no, I never garnered you like being a lush to any type of extent. I mean, I do know that you said like a time or two that you might have like I think blacked out, and you could edit that out if you want to. But
I
what?
I agreed. I said yes, I have.
Oh, the way you were looking, I was like, what did I miss?
Oh, I was looking at the camera to see something in the background, but
Oh,
the
okay.
bottom line is, I often have a beverage, or even on this show. Now I'm not
I mean, just
drunk off
because
my
you
ass
have,
every week or
yeah,
nothing, but
somebody who likes a glass of whiskey doesn't make them a drunk, you know.
fair.
Not
However,
real shit. Yeah.
now someone who gets mad because they couldn't drink their 14th, they couldn't take their 14th shot of whiskey that night, they might have a problem because damn it, that guy had 15 and he didn't throw up yet. May have thrown up. It's not like everyone throws up in public. Hell, I went to the bathroom to throw up, but I was mad at myself because I had considered throwing up a sign of weakness. I was weird, okay?
So speaking of the show, like I said, one of the things it touches on is masculinity. No, I'm joking.
Yeah, so yeah, don't throw up when you drink. Be a man. Hold that shit down. Yeah, masculinity. toxic, even blood toxins. Alcohol is poison. Indulge responsibly. Cheers. So, art of fighting. Do you know what that is, Jazz?
I would say real quick, I held back from talking because I know you. I said he in that mode. I'm just let him go.
I'm just
I
like,
said I'm gonna let him go because you just kept adding and adding.
well, yeah,
No,
because you
no,
weren't
I
saying
never heard.
anything. So just like,
I know that's why I purposely was stopping myself from responding. I said the longer I don't respond, the longer he just gonna say dumb shit. No, I don't know art of fighting.
okay. Have you heard of Fatal Fury?
Well, you've talked about it, but I heard of it too.
Yes. All right. So, Art of Fighting is the prequel series to Fatal Fury. And it involves people. It's the thing I mentioned at the start of the show. For the video games, I'm going alphabetical order, starting every episode with a different fighting game. It's a
What
thing
letter are
called
you stopping on again? Like L, I think.
M because I started the
M.
fighting games with Mortal Kombat.
That's right. That's right. That's right. And then I'm gonna do my thing. I thought you already got it picked up,
Yeah.
which means I'm what? What? See, so talk. What? What? What is going on?
Yes. I like the way I said, yeah, leave me alone. I'm good.
Oh, that's what you were laughing. My bad. Don't let me yuck your yum.
That's just that is your E. Okay. What is that
Have you
phrase?
never heard anybody say that?
No.
You've never heard it? Bro, I did not make that up. I did not make up. Don't let me yuck your yum.
We have to whatever
Good.
one podcast would like to state that Chaz did not create this.
That damn serious.
You were like, you know, I did not come up with that. All right. I just want the people at home to know that it's already a colloquialism. I was just referencing something that's out in the ether and in the zeitgeist.
Hey, but you never heard. I don't want to yuck your yum.
No.
I don't want to rain on your parade. I mean,
Yes.
obviously,
I get the
not like you
gist.
can't read between the lines. Not like you can't read between the lines.
Yeah. Um,
Anyway,
but yeah, so Fatal Fury makes me excited because I am looking forward to on the 24th of this month, 2 days after the Top Dog Underdog premiere, because you said that's the 22nd, correct?
20 years.
4 days after the Top Dog Underdog premiere.
Hey! I appreciate you, my friend. Oh shit!
Yeah. 4 days after the Top Dog Underdog premiere, Terry Bogard, the main character of Fatal Fury, finally drops in Street Fighter. So excited. Got a hanger.
Terry already was in Super Smash Brothers, wasn't he?
Yes.
Yeah, I thought he was.
But
Okay.
without Terry, there is no Super Smash Brothers. Without Terry,
How the
there's
hell is that?
apparently not a lot of things. Okay, so Sakurai. So Fatal Fury. You know the King of Iron Fist tournament in Tekken? Yes. Uh the tournament in the Fatal Fury series is the King of Fighters tournament. Around 94, they decided, oh no, sorry, I think it was Art of Fighting was a prequel series to Fatal Fury, which main character is Terry. Um, and in that they had Geese Howard, and I want to say they might have had some other characters, but it made SNK think, oh, this is a cool idea. Let's do some like where we cross over people from other IPs of ours and all of this. So let's just have a series that's a crossover of all things SNK, damn near, or various SNK fighting games, and we'll just call it the King of Fighters, and it'd be like an alternate universe with a story all its own with Kyo Kusanagi, Yori, and
That's why it's
them.
King of Fighters, fighting games, fighters. Okay.
Hmm. Yeah, the King of Fighters. And they had like King of Fighters 94, 5, 6, 7, blah blah blah. It's its own series now. Separate from Fatal Fury's actual canon storyline and all of that shit. Well, a one Sakurai, I forget his other name, but the guy behind Smash Brothers is playing in an arcade. He loved him some KOF, and he's beating the shit out of some dude. And in Japan, a lot of the arcade machines, or at least as the lore goes, he's playing the game and the lore according to him. But you know what I mean. Just disclaimers. The arcade machines are, instead of side by side, they're front to back. So you have a screen in between you and the opponent. So you don't necessarily see who's
Oh, so it
side.
each person got their separate screen.
Yes.
Okay.
Correct. So you don't necessarily see who you're playing, you just see what they're playing on the screen. And allegedly
Oh,
he has
that's interesting.
yeah, and allegedly he has a night where he's just going on a win streak, beating the shit out of some dude. And when he finally goes to look to see who it is, it's some dude who's sad and dejected next to his girlfriend, who clearly didn't take the game as serious as Sakurai did. And now his night out with the girl is ruined because his opponent was just playing the game so seriously. So Sakurai's like, I'm gonna make a game that's less serious and more for fun. I'm gonna make it like kind of a platform thing. I don't really know what characters are gonna be, but I work for Nintendo. Fuck it, placeholders. I'm gonna use my baby Kirby as one of the placeholders, and I'll use some other Nintendo IPs. Kirby, also the result of using a placeholder for a character and the person becoming attached to him. It turns out Smash Brothers, they were using Nintendo characters as placeholders, and then someone's like, why not just make this the game? Yeah, let's do it with Nintendo characters. And the rest is history. But with no Terry Bogard, no King of Fighters, with no King of Fighters, no Smash Brothers. So at the end of the day, it only made sense that Terry got put in that game.
So supposedly, according to the story, Super Smash Brothers was made almost as like an apology to this dude that the creator beat the snot out of
Yeah, him and his
in a
ilk.
game.
Him and his ilk. The casuals who just want to play games for fun. Okay, I want to make a game that's made for fun. And then the competitive scene of it is one of the most hyper competitive which is the most
I think
hilarious thing. They're like one of the
I
most.
think it's
Go ahead.
I was gonna say I think it's so funny how out of all fighting games, now Super Smash Brothers is a different kind of fighting game, but the Super Smash Brothers is not included in the fighting game community. It's his own community. I think that's just so. I always thought it was.
Yes and no. It's getting adapted by Evo a few years back, kind of put it back in FGC thing. It's definitely, there's been enough history of ostracization. I don't know the word, but you know what I'm saying.
Ostracizing.
Yeah, stuff like that.
I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying.
Yeah, ostracization. Um, there's been a
Yeah,
history enough of that where there will still be those Smash kids versus FGC little arguments here and
right.
there, but things are so intermingled now, and Smash is not as big competitively, at least in the eyes of people who run the tournaments, enough to be considered, like, oh, this is at Evo, this is so and so. But a lot of your big Smash names, like Leffen, who was one of the five gods of Melee, has gone on to be a two-time, or no, to be an Evo winner. PPMD ain't never do shit. But, well, I'm not gonna say ain't never do shit. Calm down, Smash.
I was about to say Dr. PP was the fucking man for a minute, wasn't he?
But I what that's why I was like, let me not say Devin did shit. Is he went away? Like it was
Uh,
YouTube King, Armada, Leffen.
Leffen.
No, Leffen came in
Uh,
late. Mango,
what was
Mango,
uh
Mango, Mewtwo
Hunger Box?
King, Hungry Box,
Hunger Box,
PPMD,
yeah.
Armada. Yeah, those five.
Yeah, I'm about to say Hunger Box is one
Leffen.
of them.
Yeah, but eventually, especially by the time I came into watching things, PPMD, Doctor PP, whatever. He eventually changed his name to PPMD, but
Okay.
he stopped really showing up and doing stuff, and then here comes Leffen out of nowhere, and pretty much rising to that same level, winning an Evo himself in Melee, and has also won an Evo in Guilty Gear Strive. So he's branched out to other fighters as well, and then there's other people like Riddles and stuff. Now, some tournaments CEO still hold Smash things, but Smash usually just they kind of just are a big enough subsect of the FGC. It's kind of like Texas. It's part of it, but they don't necessarily they consider themselves their own thing at the same time, if that makes sense. Like Texas, the Lone Star State, we're the only star that matters. Every few years, we'll threaten to secede. We won't, but we'll say we don't need you. We're Texas
Is
type
that
shit.
part of the reason why they're called the Lone Star State?
No, I'm using that as an example because we have 50 stars on the flag, but they want you to know they're the one star that matters because everything's
Is
bigger
that
in
part of the reason why
Texas.
they call it the
I
Lone Star? Because
don't
I never finished
fucking
it.
know, man. I'm saying, have you not
I was
seen the
genuinely
"Don't Mess
asking.
with
I wasn't
Texas"
challenging
people?
you.
Oh, I'm like,
I
have you?
wasn't challenging you. That was a
Yeah,
genuine question.
yeah. I don't know, but like
I'm trying to get educated.
like you
Shit.
see the mentality with the "Don't mess with Texas." The every once in a while they'll be like, "We don't need y'all. We'll secede if we need to." Blah blah blah. We're Texas. I dare you to come up in here. We got all these guns. We'll shoot you right in your fucking face. It's like, all right, man, calm down. Y'all won't leave, and we don't want you to either. But, but they still want you to know they could. They don't need you. That's kind of what the Smash Kids are. They're like, we're FGC, but we don't need y'all. Y'all don't like us anyway. Hmm. Okay.
How do you, as someone who is pretty
I'm
ingrained in the fighting community, how do you
well.
feel
If we're just talking
about
about
Smash
if we're just talking about the game and the way the game's played
putting you on the spot like a
and all
motherfucker?
that stuff. Well, no, no, no. I'm trying to answer the question. So
Yeah.
the Smash community, when it comes to the game itself and the way the game's watched, or I respect the hype for it. It's one of the most passionate communities out there. The gameplay, the Melee, at least when it comes to like Evo top eight, still great. It's like watching the top eight of MVC2. I will not ever really be like, oh, I don't want to watch this. Because it's people who've been playing this game for 20, 30 years. They know what they're doing, and they're the top, and it's fast and it's over with. Smash 4, on the other hand, Smash 4 is probably the worst after Brawl. Brawl had its own issues. But Ultimate, it's just a slow game. It's faster than Smash 4 Wii U was. But one of the best players, his name is The Buzz. I've seen him every year in top eight and CEO, and I swear if he makes it all the way through, he adds an hour to the top eight on his own. He just runs and runs. And the people, the characters, if you want to run away forever in Ultimate, you can. And for me, that's a bit more boring. Now, there's players like Riddles who use characters from fighting games like Terry Bogard and Ken, who turned up to be good, or I think he would use a Kazuya this year at CEO. And I'm like, yeah, fighting game characters. They're cheap. You better fucking run. They're gonna kill you. Um, no, but I like Smash as a whole. I respect it for what it is. Now there's a dark side to the Smash community where some of their players got wrapped up in things in the allegations departments over the past few years. So for me to be like, just For the random person that sees this and goes, "What, you like smashing it with this?" Obviously, I don't condemn the dark side of things. I don't condemn the dark side of any fucking fighting game community. But I also don't need to shed light on it. That's why it's the dark side. It's bad. I'm not gonna glorify them. I'm gonna talk about the good shit. Good shit. But yeah,
Touche,
Smash
touche.
could stay.
Oh, one thing that I always kind of wished whenever I watch competitive Super Smash Bros. Tournaments, and I understand there's no way in hell you could do this on a hyper competitive level, but I wish they would allow items. I would love to see people that all they do is play this game, use these crazy ass items. But I understand why you can't. It's way too much shit left up to chance and not left up to skill.
Yeah, it's also why certain
Because
stages get banned and removed and stuff over time for that same
right,
reason.
like you could be whooping ass. All of a sudden, a red shell just out of nowhere just come and cut you. Like, come on now.
Or
I get that.
you try to open a case and it's got bombs inside, you die.
Yeah,
Congrats.
it's a bomb. Right.
Oh,
You throw a
Pokemon, cool.
Pokeball.
Electrode. Fuck.
Right. You throw a Pokeball at somebody, and then next thing you know, like you say, it backfires. Or you throw a Pokeball at somebody, and it's like the Pokemon that gives like the one hit, like damn near one hit kill.
Yeah, and you were
if
getting
you
your
play
ass kicked and then that saves you.
like if you play in melee, like Snorlax comes out of nowhere and just whoops the beats the fucking opponent's ass. Like I understand why you can't do this, and ain't no way in hell they would allow hammers. That would never happen. There's no way in hell that you would get hyper competitive people and then no, because you talk about the ultimate, I'm getting my ass kicked, and then whoopsie beat your ass. Like no, like there's no way in hell that would happen. So I understand, but I would love to see
Oh yeah,
people
that's a
who
fun
spend
like
every
novelty.
waking moment. Yeah,
You should
I
watch
wish they would
old
do that
school
shit.
Faust players and old Guilty Gear games. That's pretty
Old
much
school
Smash.
what?
There's a character in Guilty Gear named Faust who has a gimmick where his a item or he has a move where he throws an item into the air and it's random, like within like a list of things. Sometimes it's an item that comes down. It's like a food item. If you pick it up or if the opponent picks it up, they heal a little bit.
What?
Oh, you look like you were saying 1 second again for the whole thing.
Oh no, I was
Um,
reaching them on my screen. You just
Gotcha.
like stopped. So from my point of view, it's like, yeah, they heal a little bit.
Yeah, because that's how you
It's
like
like the
reach
fuck
it
just happened.
to press
I know, I got
pause.
you. I got you.
Um, yeah, so there's that, there's bombs, there's meteors that fall from the sky, there's helpful items, there's harmful items. You don't know. You're just pressing fireball motion. Faust doesn't know. He literally asks like, what will it be or something along those lines, like Nani got there because I don't know, what is this? What is next? Type shit.
I'm sure that's exactly what he says.
Well, Nani is what? Nani ga, I don't know the exact words, but yeah, it is something along the lines of
Oh, okay.
what
I
am
thought
I
you were just
throwing?
saying some shit knowing your ass.
No,
Okay,
he's like,
excuse me. I
what
sit
am
I
I
sit
throwing?
correctly.
I just don't know the
My bad.
literally. That's what, like almost literally what's coming out. What is it?
My apologies. What was I gonna say? What's his name? Speaking of Super Smash Brothers, also fucking. I think we talked about this too. With fucking Nickelodeon, like tried to have their own wannabe Super Smash Brothers that came out. Was it last year or some shit? And it came and went so fucking like hard.
They made a season
Did
two.
you
It's like a
Nickelodeon All Stars?
multiverse, huh? Yeah,
Nickelodeon All.
yeah.
What you said? Season two?
Well, version two, season two, whatever the fuck you want to
Oh,
do.
okay.
I didn't buy
I
either one of them, so
was gonna ask, did you ever get around to playing them?
I didn't. I think for me it looked like what you said. I want to be
Want to be
whatever.
Smash?
Yeah, but I mean Warner Brothers did it too with multiverses featuring LeBron James. Um, yeah, because he
I
was
hear
in
about that
Space
one.
Jam.
Well, yeah.
I think it's back out again. I could be wrong, but it was in like a alpha slash early access version that they released, and it's got people from Cartoon Network and Warner and Looney Tunes and Tom and Jerry and shit and Hanna Barbera. So and then
Oh,
LeBron
and it's like a
James.
Super Smash Brothers type game.
Yeah, it's that. But
Oh shit.
my only problem with multiverses is the game is Smash but underwater. Like
It
that's
moves
how the
very slow.
gameplay pool feels. Yeah. Now
Okay.
some of the stuff, like if they just sped it up a bit, just sped the feel of the game up, I'd be fine with it because it was free to play. You just pay to get like cosmetics or battle passes and shit. Whatever. I'm fine with that.
That's cool.
Yeah, I did play that because it was free to play. I did. I've had friends that liked Nickelodeon All Stars when it first came out, but I don't know enough about it myself. I know they didn't have voices when it
Um,
first came out. They had to put in like voice tracks for the characters after a while in a patch.
really?
Yeah, oh
I
yeah, it
didn't know
had a
that.
bad launch. It had a bad launch, which is why you stopped hearing about it pretty quick. But then they had like a second thing where they came back with some characters and stuff, but the hype for that kind of died down faster.
Because the rollout for it was honestly great. They promoted, huh?
Just roll
You
out,
can't hear me? Oh, I
roll
thought that
out.
was happening with Zoom. No, 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 no. The rollout for it was like epic because they promoted the hell out of it. Everywhere you looked, you saw like ads for it on YouTube. People talking about it on Facebook. You saw all videos talking about it. Who else was going to be on it? We're adding so and so and so and so and this and that. The rollout for it was great,
Yeah,
but then when it finally launched, like we say, it came out. It was out for a little bit, and then it was just like it seemed like within a week it came out, and not like next week. No, within 7 days it released, and then you heard nothing about it.
yeah, pretty much.
That's why I was like, "What the fuck happened?" Like, because like I said, the rollout was great. They promoted the hell out that shit.
Mhm.
You know.
But yeah, a lot of
Uh,
but yeah, with the whole Terry and the Smash and everything, a lot of modern day fighting game devs really like them some 90s SNK games. And it's starting to show because Capcom is like back to working with SNK again on collaborative efforts. I am almost entirely convinced sometime next year we're gonna hear the announcement for the long awaited CBS 3. CBS 2 was last made in 2001. I'm not sure about SVC Chaos. I'm pretty sure it was around the same time because like collaborative things, like let's each make a game with these characters. But they just but the guys that took over for Street Fighter 6 really loved them some SNK. So they were like, oh no, for whatever reason, didn't really want to work with SNK, it seems. But we do. What can we do to try and get some SNK characters in this game? It's got to be Terry Bogard, right? Yeah, it's got to be Terry Bogard. Let's do it. Which, again, Terry is made by the guy who made Street Fighter 1, by the way. So the dude who made Street Fighter 1 left the company afterwards. He wanted to have a blonde character as a blonde white dude from America as his main character. They wanted to have a Japanese man, and they went with the Japanese man. And so he's like, fine. And I don't know why he left Capcom. I don't know if it's because Street Fighter One was a terrible game. I don't know if it's because he didn't get his white guy protagonist that he wanted. It was a Japanese dude making it. But he left, went to SNK, and made his white guy protagonist, and it ended up being Terry Bogard in Fatal Fury, which apparently released within a few months of Street Fighter 2. But I think Street Fighter 2 came out first. And so a lot of the big, this is a
a lot of
revolutionary
the a
type
lot of the
game.
steam.
A lot of this is because both games renovated in their own right. Like Fatal Fury
But
was a lot more focused on like story in the sense that you'd beat somebody and it cut to like a thing of Geese being like, ah, god damn it, who's this person beating the so and so? Fight the next person in the arcade, they'll come back and like they were trying to have like a story throughout. You kick the boss off a roof in the end. It was cool. Um, but
spoiler
Street Fighter
alert.
2 was Street Fighter 2. You wouldn't fucking play the game.
I wasn't gonna play the game. No, nobody watching was gonna play the
It came out in
game. Like
'91. What were you doing in '91?
being born.
Exactly. You can't play the game.
Best answer ever. Best response I could have given to that shit. Oh my god. Best response I could have given to that. On that note, if you would like to follow my 91 born, birth year ass outside of the show, then anywhere you stream your music, you can go ahead and follow me under the name Super Jazz. That's going to be spelled SUPERJAZ. Go ahead on those music streaming platforms, type in Super Jazz and then my secret identity. You got to type it like that because I'm not so famous yet. Also, you can go ahead and look me up on Instagram under the name Forever Super Jazz. That is all one word. The word forever is spelled correctly. As I talked about at the beginning of said podcast, I started a theater company last year. And if you happen to be in the St. Louis area, or if you just want to keep up to date with everything happening with said theater company, you can go ahead on Facebook and look up Aquarian Rising Productions. That'll keep you up to date with everything happening within the theater company, as well as go on Instagram and look up the theater's official Instagram under official Aquarian Rising. That is Aquarian, not Aquarius. Like I said, because we definitely got it right because we talked about it a few times. If you haven't been to St. Louis area, September 20th is opening night. We will be doing Top Dog Underdog by the wonderful Miss Susan Laurie Parks. It's featuring myself and another super talented co-star, brilliant director, great team behind us. Go ahead, check out the Facebook page, the Instagram, stay up to date with all of that good stuff. Where can they find you, man?
Well, obviously, you can find me here on this show, the Whatever We Want podcast. You can also find me on Mondays on the show Mock Draft every once in a while, trade some stuff
Okay.
back and forth with various friends of mine. On Tuesdays, I got a show called This Guy Hasn't Seen with a good friend of mine, a good friend of the show, Daniel Bill Smith. So
Shout out
that
to
one.
Bill.
Thank you. We trade various medias back and forth. This week, we're doing the Indian movie Doom. DHOOM. It's like Fast and the Furious, but Indian. Um, then
Not the Rock video game movie.
huh?
You know
Oh yeah,
the video
not.
game movie?
Oh, you said The Rock,
Yeah,
and I
the
thought
Rock
you
video game.
talked. Yeah, when you say The Rock, I'm thinking, and Fast and the Furious, I'm thinking The Rock, Dwayne Johnson. So I got confused again. But you
The
were
Rock was in
saying,
it though. The Rock wasn't in it, dude.
oh, the movie. Oh my God,
I said not the Rock video game movie. What the hell are you thinking about?
rock genre of the music used in the video games. I didn't hear movie at the end of your statement. I thought you said the
Oh,
rock
okay.
video
Because I'm
game.
like, you
And I'm
way.
like, the rock and Doom. No, no, are you I'm thinking Rock and Fast and Furious, but I forgot he was in the movie version of the Doom movie as well as he was in Fast and the Furious. So that just led
In his
for a lot of
early movie
fucking
career, he was
yeah.
in Doom. Yeah.
Yeah, without an H.
Anyway,
But yeah,
exactly.
DHOOM, Doom. We wanted to watch Magad Hero, but they don't have that in English subtitles. Why not? Anyhow, we got also on Saturdays, Bill and I have a show called You Don't Watch Sports, also aforementioned on the show.
Dope
Two
show.
guys, three topics, sprinkle a little information to your casual sports conversation and be your guide in life to see a casual sports talk. I have a Twitter and Twitch. It's Giotavi. Giotavi. Come on in. Stop on by. I've been talking a lot about Terry Bogard. We've been playing a lot of that character too. We playing a lot of things. Trying to have fun in life. You know what I'm saying? Y'all should have fun too. Right, Jazz?
Yes, you should have fun because life is hectic and crazy and too short and a lot of wild whatever the fuck can happen. So you gotta have fun because who knows when you may get the opportunity to get it again. All that being said, You would think I would know this by now. Maybe it's because I have been knee deep in trying to learn these lines and get this character down, so it slipped my mind. What the fuck are we gonna talk about next time?
Madden 25, JK, whatever we want.
Be nice to yourself, everybody. And like he said,
Adios.
have fun.
Oh, sorry. Adiosness.